Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Straight to Blu-ray. I am James, and it's Monday. That means it's movie news time. And in today's episode, we've got news on a couple new sequels that potentially may be coming out, the Griswolds potentially getting divorced, and also Keanu Reeves not taking a role because it's too violent. All that and more in today's episode. Hey guys, thanks for checking out the channel. If you are new here, please think about hitting that like and subscribe button. I put out videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on various movie-related topics and physical media topics. It's Monday, that means it is movie news, where I give you any movie information, buzz stuff, things that have been announced that are coming out, or rumors of things that have been coming out, and other various movie-related topics. So let's go ahead and get into the first topic. All right. If you are a fan of movie soundtracks and movie scores, then obviously you know who John Williams is. Very famous Oscar winner, who did so many good, different movies, Star Wars, any numerous other movies he did the score from. He's been doing it for a long, long time. And since today's Monday, if you're watching this video on the day I release it, the national championship college football game is on tonight between the Georgia Bulldogs and the TCU Horned Frogs. And John Williams actually did the score. He did his own 3.5 minute score for the introduction to the college football championship game tonight. So if you want to check that one out, like I said, it's 3.5 minute long. He did it just specifically for this game. John Williams did a score for that one. So yeah, obviously big time in the world of movie scores, John Williams, and it's always good to hear some new cool stuff that he did. So if you want to check that one out, and you're watching this the day I release this, and the game hasn't happened, then go ahead and take a listen. And in other movie news, it was actually came out that now, if you've seen the National Treasure, the National Lampoon's Vacation movies, the Griswolds, you know that the most recent one was it was a remake kind of, where it basically starred Ed Helms and he was the son, and they kind of did a little bit of a reboot of the Griswolds there. But actually, a little bit before that, there was a script that was written. Beverly D'Angelo, who played the mom, Griswold in the previous movies, had said that they had written one where her and Clark had actually gotten divorced. So they had been, with the plot of the story was they had just gotten divorced. Apparently the movie was going to start with them kind of coming out of the courthouse after they had been divorced. And then the daughter announces that she's going to get married and wants them both to attend. And so they both have to kind of journey together to get to her to do her wedding. And that apparently was the story of a movie they were going to do with the original cast, or at least with Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo. That didn't happen. Instead, like I said, they made that kind of a reboot with Ed Helms in it. Now, it kind of sounds basically like the plot of the most recent movie with George Clooney and Julia Roberts. Kind of the same kind of premise there. But yeah, apparently that was an actual script had been written that was going to see them get divorced and then kind of probably get back together by the end of the movie. But yeah, it never did happen. They ended up making the other one. I didn't really care for the remake one, so this one did. I mean, it doesn't sound that great either, but kind of could have been a hit or miss on that one. But I guess we will never know. So that's one of those ones that there was a script, we almost had it, but not quite. So yeah, that we're gonna get divorced, but alas, it did not happen. And our next story is about Keanu Reeves. It actually came out that he found a script that he looked at, and he decided that it was too violent. He did not want to do violence in movies. Now, this may seem kind of funny considering all the John Wick movies he's made recently, and even the Matrix ones. This is actually from a while ago. This was the movie Platoon. He apparently was considered for the role, the lead role in Platoon, but at that time decided he didn't want to do any movies like that had too much killing in it. I guess that was something he wasn't interested in at the time, so he went ahead and passed on that. Like I said, kind of ironic now considering that all of his most recent stuff, I mean, the John Wick is just like straight killing, throughout. I mean, God only knows. I'm sure somebody's counted how many people he's killed. I'm sure it's in the hundreds if you take all the sequels into account. But I think it was kind of ironic that back in the day when it came to Platoon, he thought, no. That's too much violence in that one. I don't think I want to take part in that one. But I guess later on in life, you take what you can get, and he read like those John Wick movies. And I mean, obviously they're hugely successful. Same with The Matrix, hugely successful. So can't really blame him. But yeah, he turned down the role in Platoon because it was just too darn violent. And in a bit of sad news, anybody that's a fan of the Terminator movies will know, well, you may not know the name. Actually, I don't have to look at it. Earl Bowen, but you definitely will recognize the face when I put it up here. He was the Doctor. He actually appeared in the first 3 Terminator movies. I think the most memorable one for me was in 2 when Sarah Connor is in the hospital. Unfortunately, he passed away this past week. So yeah, like I said, it's just, like he got to be in the first one. He was actually one that helped interrogate Kyle Reese. In the second one, obviously, he was in the hospital with Sarah Connor. And then in the third one, it was a real brief kind of role in the third one, but definitely a memorable character that I always remember. And then, like I said, unfortunately, he passed away this week. So rest in peace to Earl Bowen. Thank you for the amazing character in the Terminator franchise. All right, let's talk a little bit of sequel news. There is going to be a 4K release of the mid-90s classic action movie Face Off with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta. Apparently, there is going to be a Face Off 2 that is in the works. The plot line on this one, actually, I think Nicolas Cage mentioned this one. Basically, it's going to somehow, if you've seen the first one, I'm not going to give it away, but somehow John Travolta and Nicolas Cage are both in this one, and then it's going to involve their children. And then I guess the entire plot's going to be based around them and their kids. So faces will be switched left and right, I guess. I don't know how that's going to work. But Nicolas Cage did let that one out, that it would basically involve those two and their kids. After he did say that in a news article, the screenwriter that actually has wrote the screenplay for this did confirm that is in fact true. That it does take place with, obviously this movie is over 25 years old, so their kids can be all grown up. And yeah, it'll be those two and their children kind of going back and forth. Like I said, who knows whose face is going on who, but it definitely sounds like it could be interesting. I don't know if it's 100% a done deal, but it's one of those real interesting. You would think the movie just sounds too ridiculous, but for whatever reason it works. It was just a cool movie, so definitely looking forward to seeing a sequel. Hopefully you don't muck this one up, but like I said, if it's even half as good as the original, should make for a pretty good movie. And in other sequel news, this one definitely looks like it's going to be a done deal. It's Gladiator 2. Ridley Scott is on board for this one. Basically, this one is going to follow the story of Lucius. Now, if you remember, he is the nephew of Commodus from the first one, Joaquin Phoenix's character. You do see him as a kind of a younger boy, maybe like 12-ish in the original Gladiator. So it's going to follow his story, is going to be the sequel. I do believe that, I know they had said that they had, not interviewed, but they had read a few different pretty famous actors. It looks like an actor by the name of Paul Mescal, I don't know if I said that right, is probably going to be playing the main character on that one. So definitely interested in checking that one out. Like I said, Gladiator was a really cool movie, so I'd be interested to see exactly where they go with this one. Like I said, it's going to be the nephew of Commodus, who it was Lucius. That's the character's name from the original. So not really sure if he's going to be kind of the good guy, kind of a douche like Joaquin Phoenix's character, but definitely interested in. Going to be interested in checking that one out. Gladiator 2. And like I said, Ridley Scott did say he is on board for directing that one. So that one definitely looks like it's going to be a go. All right, guys, that is going to do it for this week's episode. Hopefully you got a little bit of movie news you didn't know about that you learned in this one. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and please think about hitting that subscribe button. Leave me a comment down below if you're looking forward to checking out any of those sequels. Or if there's anything else you want to leave me down below. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video.